Okay, so here's the front door of my house, my flat, where I live, where To Quilt or Not has been created. This is a ladder that my husband made for me to store the quilts that we make while they're waiting to be sent off, or things we're not quite finished with there. It makes a nice place to store them until we're ready to work on them. This is our quilting area. This is a Husqvarna quilting machine, and this is a Hinderberg quilting frame, which I purchased from Hinderberg. It actually came in a kit. We put it together. The Husqvarna Mega is the machine that I use, and as most of them, it works, up and down the trolley. It's got a little platform it sits on, and we load the quilts onto the rollers, and then we use the machine to quilt the batting and the back together. Let's walk over here to the work area. You can see I've got a nice pressing board here with an iron for the girls to use. Couple of cutting tables, a small cutting table, and then this is our largest cutting table. We can also take these mats off and just use the table for basting smaller quilts. Baby quilts could all be basted on here if we were going to do something like knot them instead of do the actual quilting. We could use this table for that. There are lots of bins here with fabric in them. All the fabric we use is donated to us by people like you, quilting friends. In the center there's a flannel board which we use to do mock-ups. We can put our patterns on there while we're trying to figure out how they're going to look and what we want to do with them. I have a quilting machine, one of two quilting machines here at the table for people to use to assemble quilts with the machine. This is my computer, and as you can see, I'm using an EQ6 program. We've got a printer and a scanner hooked up to it so that we can scan our own fabrics in and kind of design whatever we want here using that program, which works really great. And then over here is where the girls are being taught. This is kind of our classroom area. I have another machine here at the end of this table, so we've got actually two machines that can be piecing at the same time. Here's another little bit smaller cutting area for cutting pieces and whatever. Then I've got several little stations here. Most of the stations have a mat of some kind with them, and lots of supplies, scissors, thread, needles, whatever we need there on the table. And of course, we always have to have our spot of tea while we're working together. There in the corner you can see a big marshmallow, I call it, of batting. We can buy that in bulk and use it to put between the quilts. We have another cutting board over there behind the door flannel board, where we can do more mock-ups and look at pieces that we're working on. We have some samplers here that the girls have been doing. All the girls who come to quilt in the studio are making this sampler here. This is the one that I finished. And they're all choosing their own fabrics and putting them together, and it's fun because they all turn out so differently. So that's pretty much our studio area. I'm glad to have the chance to show you what To Quilt or Not looks like here in Greece.